What up, y'all? It's your boy KAIZEN, and you guys already know who my main is. It's Shin KAIZEN. However, this run is Azure main, with my second main, the Dark Knight, KAIZEN. I believe it's time to get through this review. Again, if you guys have seen my Temple of Death run, or Temple of Death video, basically my reasoning is that it's the time limit is too short for me to be able to play and give you the information that you need, that I want to put out in the video all at once within a short amount of time. So what I'm gonna do is just break it down into this nice little review of sorts. Starting with our first encounter, we have a bunch of tentacles. Do as much AoE damage as you can, because this is going to help you get rid of the first boss. I forgot if it was getting rid of the first boss or reducing the HP of the Kraken. Either way, we take care of it and we're safe and sound. Just a little bit more. Nice. Or maybe that's just a prerequisite of going through this game. Now, if I show it in here, I'm gonna break it down real quick. So our first buff, HP, we have 3 other bosses that will give us the remaining buffs: speed, damage, and cooldown reduction. You'll also notice that there are bosses on the damage buff and the speed buff, but not on the cooldown reduction buff. Makes you wonder why I didn't go for it right away, but time's a wasting. So our first boss is Huleeze. As in... No, I got nothing. This guy likes to use anchors. He has a really nice mechanic. You'll notice that there are some chains that are glowing purple. The ones that are glowing in purple have the chance of disappearing, and Huleeze will be able to use those chains to yank anchors and eventually hit you. More importantly, you have this yellowish green platform that's following you. There's 2 rings to it. The inner ring will fill up first, and that's when it will stop moving. It will stop following you. And then by the time it reaches the outer ring, a Kraken tentacle will pop out. Our goal is to land this circle on either Huleeze or on the chains. Dropping it on Huleeze will cause him to take some damage and engage. You do it on the chains, and it will get rid of these anchors, basically rendering Huleeze useless. So I drop it on the chains. Tentacle gets rid of these anchors, and now we have this safe zone preventing us from taking damage. We do it again. This time we line it up with Huleeze and the anchors. You'll notice, I rewind it here, the Kraken tentacle indicator is on Huleeze and the chains. Wow, talk about a band. Huleeze and chains. It'll give you a sinking feeling. Alright. As it fills up, the Kraken slams the tentacle on Huleeze, take damage and some gauge, and also getting rid of the anchors. Win-win situation for us. And we do it one more time because they just love sitting there. And I believe we're gonna move on to our next gimmick. Or rather, Huleeze's main gimmick, which is essentially more of the same. He's gonna teleport to the center. This. Okay, quite yet. There you go. Move to the center. It's gonna have a counter here. All you gotta do is land the Kraken indicator on the chains. This is how many chains you need to land so far. If you can manage to land it on Huleeze as well, perfect. That's basically it. Nice whopping 200% damage. Unfortunately, I'm at the cusp of the dungeon's fame requirements, so it's gonna take a while. But yeah, that's basically it for Huleeze. After we kill Huleeze, there's gonna be a nice little cutscene. One of the Kraken's tentacles are going to pop out. If you manage to get that Kraken indicator on, not this one, but give me another one. This one. After you kill Huleeze, another Kraken indicator will be on you. If you manage to land it on a glowing chain, this Kraken tentacle will be wrapped up in chains. Break these chains and you'll disable the Kraken tentacle, and you get to deal some damage, lowering the HP of the Kraken that you'll fight later. Spoilers. And you basically just wail on them, intended, until one of the blue pirates come and save the day. Just before the bar fills up, stand on the middle. Be taken safely out of there. And now you are rewarded with the damage buff. So here are the remaining buffs. CDR. We just got the damage buff. Ah, that's not speed. It decreases the HP. The green one is speed, which is what we got earlier. Oops. So we got the cooldown buff. And we're gonna fight the second boss, Meliona. It's little Pirates of the Caribbean hottie with a mimic on her face. So with Meliona, he's going to be doing various kinds of attacks. And one thing that we need to pay attention to are these constellation patterns on top of her. These will indicate whether or not she's going to inflict a very annoying room-wide attack, or she will be disabled. Meliona also has a good chance, a very, very good chance of being held or CC'd, any kind of hard CC, petrify, freeze, stun, and that's going to be helpful later on. If you do end up holding her for too long, these constellations will turn blue. And if you hold her for too long, and you end up collecting 5 constellation patterns on her, that's when you get the room-wide attack. It doesn't do much damage, but it's still pretty annoying. So, how do you take advantage of that? Well, the Kraken indicator is still here, and we want to use that kind of hold on her so that she stays and gets hit by the Kraken. Why is that important? Because she does tend to move around a lot, and moving her, keeping her held down in these kinds of timings is going to be very beneficial, because you're not really going to get a huge amount of time to be able to DPS her. This is more of like a hit and run style. You can see it's a very, very small window of groggy. You just gotta make do with what you got. You can do this quite often. After she does her attacks, these constellations will turn purple. Hold her there. Kraken hits her. She gets inflicted with damage, and you get a nice little damage boost. Another one here. I was able to freeze her because I still have that psychedelic eyes armor fusion stone on the left side. It's the white one or blue one, the one that has a chance to freeze. There you go. There's another Kraken indicator. Boom. Once she gets hit 5 times, now you get an even longer duration of groggy. This is where you go ahead and unload. Again, it's not a lot of time, but it's quite nice. If you're a class that doesn't have enough holds, then you will just have to dodge her abilities or wait until the very end, because that's when she's sitting. When she has all those 5 purple constellations, she'll just sit in the center. Kraken indicator will pop up, and then you get that long groggy. Again, you can make this a little bit easier for you by getting at least 1 or 2 pieces of the psychedelic armor fusion stones. That way you can proc freeze at a good chance, and you'll be able to do all these things. Again, if she gets hit by 5 times, or if she gets hit on the 5th constellation, you get to wail on her for a good period. So now Meliona is KO'd, and now these tentacles pop up. Same as before, you want to do as much damage as you can. If you get big AoEs, the better. But again, you're just going to be targeting the same HP bar anyway, so there's not much. Eugen now is here to save us. Take the portal, and then we skedaddle out of there, taking the buff with us. Now for the second to the last final boss, Crassimor. This, in my opinion, is one of the more fun bosses that I've fought so far in this 115 cap. Very intuitive. As long as you can read the description on the boxes, you're good to go. There is just one misunderstanding for one of them. Well, regardless, we'll walk through it. When he says, "I will destroy you," that's your cue to jump. There will be a lot of attacks where both Crassimor and the Kraken will have these joint attacks. Let's take care of this one first. There's nowhere to run. You can see Kraken is priming itself for a breath attack, but you have nowhere else to go because this whole thing is blocked. The tentacle is blocking you away from moving any further. Thankfully, Crassimor is targeting you. You land that target next to the tentacle, he will kick it, giving you some space to avoid the breath. But watch out. Watch for this bar because you still gotta jump to avoid the damage. And then another Kraken indicator. You want to land this on Crassimor to do some damage. Give yourself a little bit of groggy too. Alright, I will destroy you. Jump. Land the indicator on Crassimor. I will blow you all away. There will be a tentacle with a green safe zone. Stay on it. And then get away. Kraken indicator, drop it on him. If you don't, that's fine too. It's not that big a deal. But it will definitely help because this guy at Cutline Fame, very tanky. Okay, the entire floorboard is covered with these green things that's about to explode. Also, you saw that the Kraken attacked this area, destroying some of those floorboards. And it becomes, ironically, your safe zone. You have to do this big little dance with these two people. A humbling experience. Alright. This is one of those, a pattern that we have encountered earlier. You got these tentacles that's blocking your safe zones because Kraken is about to do its breath attack. Now you want Crassimor to stand on a tentacle that's going to give you that safe zone. How do you figure that out? You gotta look at the Kraken first. If the Kraken is closer to a tentacle, so say it's this left tentacle, you want Crassimor to target the right tentacle or the opposing side. If the Kraken is mostly on the left, target the right, and vice versa. If you target the same side, there's really not much for you to dodge because the breath attack will help you. In this case, I chose poorly. I believe I did it here. There we go. Now I choose the correct side. Since the Kraken is on the left, I chose the right side. Crassimor knocks down the right tentacle. Lets me get the safe zone on the right side. I am safe. So that happens twice. Now it's time to end it. Okay. Don't panic. I know this is a dire situation. Once you see this bar, you don't need to pay any attention to anything else except this bar. Once he says now it's time to end it, you'll see that Crassimor has disappeared. He is about to jump onto the floorboard. Or rather, it happens before that. Now it's time to end it. Watch yourself. Once Crassimor jumps, or rather, once the Kraken screams, you will be knocked down. See that my character is already in midair. As soon as you hit the floor, use your quick rebound. Because Crassimor is about to do the smackdown of the year. And then again, Kraken indicator landed on Crassimor. Boom, huge. Skip up a bit. Now you're starting to see that some of these patterns are becoming more repetitive because that's all there is to it for the most part. I think we have another one where we didn't cover, but it should be okay. Okay, here's another repeat of next one is you. Got these tentacles blocking the way. Crassimor knocks him out. Enter the safe zone. Kraken needs Listerine. It's that brass tank. Alright. That's basically the whole fight. Here, we'll see it again. Now it's time to end it. Watch your character. Quick rebound. Drop it like it's hot. And that's the sequel. Now that we defeated Crassimor, we get to fight the Kraken. Hooray. Green safe zone means it's safe. Kraken indicator on Crassimor. Those yellow target receptacles, you want to break those with your basic attacks. They will not break any in any other form except with your basic attack. Get behind Crassimor, hit the reticles, and do damage. There you go. Yeah, this is just a very, very nice little... Okay. I totally forgot about that. So my key, my buff key, without any input, without any command inputs, will use the rapid dash. But if I put a command input like forward buff key, then I use the buff. I meant to use the rapid dash on its own. It's a little tricky. I'm still getting used to it. Earth tremor. Just jump over it. No big deal. Kraken indicator. Drop it on Crassimor. Earth tremor. Jump over it. After the indicator hits Crassimor, you will see this jump indicator on him, which will allow you to jump over him, jump on him, and will take you high up to basic attack the Kraken. Or you can just jump to, that works too. And once you've cleared enough basic attack targets, Kraken will get hit with a harpoon, get inflicted with a bunch of damage, and the blue pirates will come help take the Kraken down. Very nice. If this happens just a couple more times. Ooh, spoilers. Yeah, that is Azure main. Look at that. That's your boy KAIZEN, and I hope you guys enjoy takoyaki, because that's basically what you'll be having when you clear this dungeon. Hopefully it's not covered in blue-green icky goo. Is that the sauce? Possibly, but I wouldn't risk it. Or would we? It's your boy KAIZEN, and I'll catch you guys later. Gross.